Hey guys, it's Scott with Scott's Pachinko Restorations. Today I've got a 1976 Nishijin King Gorira Pachinko machine that just received a refurbishment in my shop. King Gorira, I guess, can be roughly translated to King Kong in Japanese. But this particular style of machine with this center feature I've seen before. I've actually never restored one, so I was kind of glad to get this one into my shop. It's kind of a neat center attraction, and was most certainly a popular machine in Japan in the 1970s with King Kong and everything, all the rage. So this machine received a refurbishment, not a full restoration. So everything came off, everything was cleaned. The playfield was left alone. I went in there and cleaned up that playfield as best as I could with a magic eraser sponge. And I also went through here and shined up all of the nails, all the heads of the nails here. So you've got a nice brass color back on those that the machine lacked before. I replaced the stickers here with colored stickers. Those were missing, and I repainted some stuff here on these two pockets. These two pockets, for whatever reason, on all the 1970s machines seem to have paint loss. So I'm not sure if it was just a matter of the red and green paint on these, whatever station those were sent to in Japan to be painted. The paint just wasn't as high quality, because you can see the green and the red here on these center attraction pieces seem to be fine. But historically, when I get these in and they have these little yellow ribbon pockets, like I like to call them, they're always missing the red and green paint. So I like to repaint those for people when the machines come to the shop. So this is the front. I'll show you the back. And we'll do a close-up on the back, so I'll be quick about this. But you know, everything came apart, everything was cleaned, put back together. This particular machine was really rough electrically. There were basically somebody ripped off the junction box here. They ripped out a bunch of the wires that were oriented the way they should. So I had to go back in there, resolder everything together, make sure that everything worked. There were some solder joints here that were weak or missing, and there were some over here that were weak and missing. So I made sure that we got all that stuff straightened out, and obviously sanded the contacts on these two switches here, and yeah, it's running like a champ. So next thing we'll do is we'll just shoot some balls into the machine just to show that it's in fact operational. And then I'll do a quick close-up on the back of the machine so you guys can see that. Alright, and then this top light that says stop, that is going to be your ball empty light, and that's going to indicate that you need to add balls up here to your top hopper, and then you can continue to play. At some point, if you keep shooting balls into the machine after that light comes on there, the machine will stop feeding pachinko balls through to the jackpot, and it will stop letting you shoot them through your feeder tray here too. So then what you'll do, fill that hopper up, drain these out, add pachinko balls to the top tray, and that was just one handful that filled that hopper back up. But you want to add a whole lot more than that. If you don't already, you're probably going to want somewhere in the neighborhood of 350 to 500 pachinko balls for this Nishijin Model B machine. This could be easily purchased on eBay for pretty cheap. So to access the front of your machine, what you're going to want to do is look around the back side for this little latch here. You're going to pull this up, and that will release your front door. That will allow you access to everything here on the front of the machine. you ever need to make any nail adjustments, that stuff will be very easy to do. And then if you need to access your front ball tray here, push this button and this swings out. And then this is where sometimes carpet fuzz and some other detritus can get in there and slow things down and keep the balls from feeding into your plunger area. Nice and easy. But that just slides closed. Lift it up, snap it closed. That's nice and latched. And the door is just a simple push and it's back together, just as easy as that. And this is the back of your refurbished pachinko machine. Everything's nice and clean, pulled apart, cleaned, put back together, rewired and resoldered everything that was missing out of this junction box here. Made sure all the light bulbs function, sanded out those sockets a little bit. Everything looks good. Just in case you were wondering, you are missing a cover here. It's not essential to the operation of the machine though. If that's something that you wanted to find, you could probably find that part on eBay pretty cheap. But overall, everything came out really nice and clean. Pretty happy with how it cleaned up. And obviously, if you're going to want to play, what you're going to want to do is start here at the top of the machine, add balls. Before you even do that, make sure that this latch is latched in its current orientation. If I were to push down on this lever right here, actually I'll do that for the video, it will release all of the balls from this point backwards. So you'll get to see that. That would be if you needed to transport the machine and you didn't want the added weight of the pachinko balls in these trays here. So what I'll do is I'll push this down and you'll see all the balls released. Okay, so that's pretty much cleaned out all the pachinko balls there. You'd still have some in your jackpot chamber, and there are still some up until this point here. So I always like to just kind of lean this sideways. I'll take care of those extra ones there, and then you can manually get out the rest of these out of the jackpot by doing that, just manually triggering this jackpot. Those will fall out there. And then that machine is completely dry, no pachinko balls left. So what I was saying was, when you start, what you'll want to do is make sure that this is latched. Okay, because what would happen is if you were to put pachinko balls in there, they would just roll down, and instead of going down into the jackpot chamber, which you just saw, they'll just come down this chute and make a mess. So don't do that. And then the other thing you want to check is just to make sure that this seesaw is in the upward position as it currently sits. Get this wire out of my way. If that's not in the upward position, the pachinko balls, when they come down this incline here, you can see this little ramp right here. They'll stop right here in front of this little white plastic piece until you orient this in the upward position. And that basically just dumps the jackpot balls that you got into your tulips and your pay pockets on the front down onto this jackpot arm that triggers your jackpot mechanism. So you definitely want that to run smoothly. So first two things to check for when you start playing, make sure that this is in the upward position, and make sure that that latch is latched right there, and you'll be good to go. Alright, so that's the refurbished 1976 King Gorira Nishijin Pachinko machine. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you have a pachinko machine that needs to be refurbished or restored, I've got all of that information in my website. Contact information and service information. It's www.scottspachinkorestorations.com. I'll leave the link in the description of this video. Give me a follow, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Anything helps, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.